6,370 pounds, as you see it here today. I have had a lot of requests for this one, and Mother Nature's literally shining on us right now. It's been raining all morning, and the new J-Feather 24BH just rolled in here at Haylett RV. I don't know if I could be much happier with this thing. This is amazingly detailed execution. Quick look first with the slide closed to check our, storage and travel access, obviously from the main entry door, easy access to the bunks and bathroom. This is an optional seating configuration. We'll talk more about that in more detail later. Also, we'll talk more about little handy details like having a single light switch for all of our lights like that. Just nice, handy stuff. If you notice, we can obviously get up here through the kitchen, past the entertainment center. You can open the fridge enough to get to stuff. You can't open it fully, but if you need to just kind of crack it a bit to reach your hand in to grab something, you can do that. And this is a rack and pinion slide, so if you need to nudge the fridge 6 inches out to fully access it, that won't hurt the slide system. It is the type of slide that can have that done. You might notice new optional 12-volt refrigerator sitting next to that optional sofa, but the new standard carpetless floor. We're going to examine all this in more detail in just a minute. I just wanted to point out a couple high points real quick. Now you're seeing, obviously, like most models that have a floor plan like this, you can't get to the bedroom with the slide closed. Or rather, you wouldn't normally be able to were it not for the fact that Jayco planned ahead and they gave us a direct entry bedroom door here so that you can always get through pretty much the whole RV without ever having to open the slide out. Now, some folks dislike a door to their bedroom. We're going to talk about one of the major benefits of having a direct entry bedroom door in just a minute. But ironically, one of the best reasons in this floor plan to have this door right here is due to the bunks. And hang tight and I'll fill you in. But it's really when we get the slide open that this one comes to life. This borrows very heavily from its big brother, the Eagle 264 BHOK. And they both really, I think, nail it. They really bring the package home. I mentioned previously that this is an optional seating arrangement. And one of the things I like about it is that it basically just does everything. If you take a look, it has storage. You can use it for dining. You can use it for like a really good sized sleeper. And then during the day, just like we're looking at right here, it just is a nice wide open lounge space. You want to sit down, stretch out, kick your legs up, hop on the left. A tall person like me, you want to lay down, stretch across it, take a midday nap? Well, it's long enough you can do that because this is bigger than a conventional theater seat, which is kind of cool. And also, if you're looking, you'll see little power outlets hidden behind it against that refrigerator wall there, down and to the left of the clock. Speaking of the fridge, normally, this would have a 6 cubic foot two-way refrigerator freezer. However, we've upgraded it to a over 30% larger, about 40% larger 12-volt compressor fridge. And these things actively cool so darn fast. That thing is ice cold coming in from the factory, and they're only about 58 minutes away. And again, we are completely carpetless here, including the slide floor, and I love, love, love the fact that they matched the slide flooring with the main floor decking. I like when things are a little more cohesive like that, you know. The air conditioner has the ability to be upgraded to an optional 15,000 BTU unit. You'll find that that's how we like to build these most of the time here at Haylett RV, just due to the fact that it's just so darn cheap to do it from the factory and way more expensive aftermarket. All of our cabinetry here in this beautiful farmhouse decor, of which, if you're not a fan of the white, they make two different decors. There's one called Vintage Stonewash Gray that I haven't had a chance to get on film yet, so at the time of this filming, I don't have a reference point, but that'll change in the very near future. If you're looking for a different take on a modern look, they have that too. The countertops, you can see, are all a sealed edge press membrane here. And I like that pop-up power tower. Not to mention the countertop to cabinet backsplash behind that high-rise sprayer faucet. And guys, in case you hadn't noticed, when it comes to sinks, Jayco's got you covered. That's about as good as my jokes are going to get today. Entertainment we'll get a better look at when we come from the other direction. Above that, though, I want to point out the previously optional, now standard XL vent fan here in the living area. The location of these can kind of vary by the floor plan a little bit, but all J-Feathers now, it's part of, I think it's called the Sport Package or something like that, have that in there. And Sport Package is one of those forced options. Now you can see our control panel right here by the door. And if we Open that door and take a look. You can see there's a motion-lit walk-in pantry with the, octopus coat hangers. Not to mention some pantry-tainment storage below the TV where you see that little shoe garage. Plywood full extension drawers inset into the countertop there. We already kind of talked about the pocket-screwed cabinetry on these. This is not a stapled particle board cabinet-built thing. Part of the reason Jayco has that bigger warranty. And then obviously you see that full sliding XL like barn style door closing off the bedroom, and a bonus drawer below the fridge. We mentioned it previously, but I thought I'd go ahead and open it. Not to mention that sink extension right there. Not sink. Countertop extension. Sink extension would be an interesting thing. You just got to make sure you close that before you close the slides. Now, quick note on this sliding privacy door. A neat thing Jayco does right here is the latch actually latches on the inside so that you can have privacy. And this little trim piece right here, its only purpose is to make sure that people can't peek around the door. Just in case, I don't know, maybe you're hugging. Well, anyway, over here, I love the fact that there's just a normal light switch for the bedroom ceiling lights. In a smaller, a little more price-sensitive ultralight like this, that's a feature you don't often find. Now, this is a Camp Queen. That is a normal thing to find on Jay Feathers. That's one of the varying qualities between this and a White Hawk. A White Hawk will be a true queen. This will tend to be a Camp Queen. And then when you get up into an Eagle at Haylett RV, you'll tend to find us putting king beds in there so that you have a very logical progression of your bedding through the family, I guess you could say. Now, our side stands here, they work in kind of two ways. Like you see that you got your household outlets on the face. But if you're noticing, the hanging closet, which actually can double as an additional dresser space because those can be removed on both sides. The hanging closets don't go all the way to the nose. You see that there's a pocket back there. That is intended to be like CPAP storage or personal item storage space, which is a really neat, smart thing that they put in these. That little shelf above, another little handy knick-knack storage space. And, full cabinet above the bed, not just a shelf. Those are all indicators of something going above and beyond. Little things like this, I guarantee you I could find an RV for a little less money, a little less weight, but they're going to have a little less feature as a result. And I like that extra vent here above the bed, letting in some light and airflow. And wouldn't you know it, it's actually a powered vent with a fan in there as well. Now, we kind of came in it earlier, but remember, you do have that direct entry bedroom door right over there. And, again, it has a deadbolt. So if you don't want people coming in and out, you can prevent that from happening. But it sure does let a lot of extra light through here. Swinging around the other direction, we already kind of talked about our air conditioner. But one thing I should mention is that every single AC vent can open and close individually to give you full control over your air system, and it can turn individually. So you can always have the air moving where you want, when you want, how you want. Now the TV, I should have pivoted this previously, but the TV can pivot out, it can swing out. I'm not left-handed, so I'm not going to try to reef on it too much. But you can make it easily viewed, although for the most part, you are directly facing your seating over here, regardless of what seating arrangement you're looking at. It's what I call a no-neck wrecker entertainment center, so you should be good to go there. Down below, we have a Bluetooth, HDMI, AM/FM stereo system, and I like how Jayco leaves us that extra pocket right there to be able to expand our entertainment options. Give you a quick look at that carpetless slide and the optional L lounge here as we move up to the blackout shades on those breeze windows. And another neat little detail, you see that switch below the left window? That is for our ceiling lights in the slide. That's another neat thing about this RV. There's very few lights you have to click on individually. You can. Even these ceiling lights, they spend a little more to click on the lights individually. That's one of those things, folks, you don't realize. Windows that are tinted and open for airflow and lights, those are actually some of the two most expensive things in RV production. People don't believe that, but all the labor, all the time, all the qualified, trained electrician labor that has to go in this, and then, you wire a switch, and then you're using a light fixture that has its own switch. Like, every one of these things is a few cents more. I guarantee you, once again, like I said, you could save a little money maybe on another brand, but it's not going to be as fun, comfortable, functional. These have roof solar prep. If you feel like adding some kind of solar stuff. This, behind this wall right here, is where the little bundle of wires to plug into a charge controller would be located. Now our bunks over here, this is one of those, I'd call it best-in-class things Jayco does. There's a few brands like Rockwood that do match what Jayco's doing here, though. Rockwood, another very premium brand. So our bunk mats, first of all, they're twice the thickness of industry standard. I used to say 50% more, but everybody else got thinner and Jayco stayed thicker. Rockwood, like I said, kind of did the same thing. But below that, if you're looking where they don't expect you to look in a Jayco, you're going to see plywood. You're not going to see particle board and OSB and extra product. You know what I mean? You'll see that that window still opens for airflow. If you read the tag up there, each one of these bunks is rated for 300 pounds per sleeping space. That's a double bunk. It sleeps two, so multiply that. That's a 600-pound rated bunk. That's another one of those qualities you don't see matched up everywhere. Upper and lower bunks both have their own little mini shelf and set of outlets there for the kiddos on a rainy day. And I'm kind of dodging raindrops right now. But as we back up and go down that ladder wall, you see that we also had that folding cargo bunk here, once again borrowed from its Eagle HT brethren. And that also can be deadbolted, but the handle of that is below the bunk line, if you're noticing. Like if I get down here. So you don't have to worry about kids sneaking out the back door or anything like that. Another thing, I've had people say, hey, when the bunks are by the door like this, I like to put my kids to bed, but I don't want to wake them up when I come back inside. Like I put them to bed and I go outside. Well, remember, you have that direct entry bedroom door. So you can put the kiddos to bed, you can go outside and be an adult and have a good time, and then sneak into your bedroom and never wake anybody up. Now, just so that you can see it real quick with that bunk folded down, you'll get a look at, again, the bunk breeze windows, as well as the fact that you do have those outlets for both of the bunks. But never mind the fact you might have missed, this is another easy detail. Next to that ladder wall, notice how we have separate curtains for the upper and lower bunks so that each person can have the amount of privacy that they need to feel comfortable, to sleep good. Maybe you've got an angsty teenager who just needs to decompress for a little bit. My daughter, like most children, can be ahead of her time, and she can be an angsty teenager even though she's only currently 9 years old. So having a little space for her to kind of crawl in, black out, decompress, I find a lot of value in that as a parent. Also, something I find value in as a parent, since bathroom privacy when you have a young child around is not always available, a locking bathroom door. Thank you, Jayco. Now the bathroom here, again for a smaller, lighter, price-sensitive lightweight, is extremely well equipped. The bathroom will, I believe, will always be farmhouse no matter what. I love that breeze window in there, but it's up high, so you're not really worrying about privacy issues. You do have a power vent fan up top, and see that big radius shower. That is an awesome, awesome thing. And it basically creates like shelf space all the way up to the wall in there. This is a really interesting bathroom interchange I've never really seen handled like this before. But I love that they didn't just waste the space. They didn't just leave it open. They did a thing with it. And then over here around the corner, you need a little place to set some stuff or hang a towel when you're done. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towel hangers in here, which when you have a family, you can really, really benefit from that. Even if not everyone's taking a back-to-back shower, having extra towel hangers to handle all the beach towels and stuff, it's so, so valuable. Now, I work fast here at Haylett RV. You may notice this RV is still hooked up to the RV delivery driver's truck at the time. I jump right on stuff when it comes in. So we're going to start over here on the driver's side, but we can still cover everything. Like up here on this nose cap, you see the lightsabers. Obviously, Jayco being more of a Jedi brand with the blue lightsabers there. Depending on if you're a fan of the expanded Star Wars universe, that has meaning. Otherwise, it's just a cool looking color. Power tongue jack on the front. There's a simple side mount solar prep plug up there on the tongue as well. Although, as we'll see when we get up to the roof, it does have full on roof solar prep as well. We have magnet hold back baggage doors, and I left this one down. We'll see the other one up and we'll peek inside when we get around to the other side. Also wanted to show you the sealed hinges on these to help keep that pesky water out. Very handy here in the Midwest where you get water that freezes and thaws, that expands and contracts, and it can get in there on a unprotected hinge and spring the hinge and cause it to really, you know, screech and creak and all kinds of stuff. Now down here, you see, this is not just ready for a backup camera, it's also ready for side view cameras if you are so inclined. And just to answer a question I've been asked recently, this has the J Smart lighting system that we'll talk about in a moment. Well, if this is blinking with J-Smart, is that going to cut power away from the camera? And the answer is no, it will not. Jayco thought ahead. They did it right. The camera and the light have two separate lines, so they will not interfere with one another. You can see how this is all key-to-like, where this key is going to match your deadbolt, matches all kinds of different things. And if we take a knee down here, you'll also see that this does have that enclosed heated underbelly. Really good for 99% of us who only need this for extended season camping. Basically, here's the question. Are you going to be camping when there's snowflakes? If the answer is no, then this RV will always do the job for you. Jumping around to the other side of the slide out, we're greeted by things like all of our hookups here. But notice water hookups over here on the left, black flush, full outside utility shower. Your stinky slinky hookup right here, also called a sewer outlet. And all of our electrical stuff over here. Now, it doesn't actually seriously concern me when RV water and electric stuff is together, because if you think about that electrical plug, it's going to be outside in the rain. So, you know, it's made to withstand that kind of use, but anytime we're not tempting fate and we split them, I don't know. I like the idea of it, the peace of mind a little bit. We talked about J-Smart lighting. That stands for signals, markers, and reverse travel. And basically what that means is the side blinker lights will blink along with your turn signal so that other people have a clue what you're trying to do on the road. We mentioned already, but backup and side view camera prep. And notice here, we've got that rear cargo door. We talked about it inside. It can deadbolt. They call it a kayak door because you can actually fit, I haven't personally measured, but like 10-foot kayaks in here, lickety-split, no sweat. And that's part of the reason they have those cargo tie-downs here. So if you have big totes or something like that, you can really, really pack it up. And if you don't care about all that, leave the door deadbolted, leave that bunk flip down, and hey, you're good to go. Roof ladder to get us up to the top there. That is, well, that was optional in some years. I can't remember if it's standard now. I don't know, because we put them on 10 times out of 10 that we can here at Haylett RV. It's just, it's way more expensive to do it aftermarket, and I like the fact that it's factory installed, so it's factory warranted. And check out the awning. It goes all the way from the rear wall, covers the camp kitchen, covers both entry doors. A lot of times, again, Jay Feather being the little brother to a White Hawk. White Hawk is where you expect an RV brand in the premium or ultralight plus category. White Hawk is where you expect to see huge awnings and the second entry door and all that extra stuff. And notice how much of that you're finding here in Jay Feather. It's awesome. Another thing that's awesome, the low profile camp kitchen they use on these Jay Feathers is awesome. So starting over here, we have our little, I'm gonna call it a wet bar, little prep table. I could see somebody cutting up a little lime here to throw in a Corona, something like that, drink of your choice. I know that I'm gonna get some grief for Corona. It's just the first name that popped into mind. Oh, that was actually not very well timely thought out given our current state of events. The stuff just comes out of me, guys. Don't write me hate mail because I talked about Corona beer during a pandemic. Anyway. Moving on. My wife will tell you I'm not always good with the brains and the words and the thinking and stuff. So this little guy up here, this is a quick release style hose, kind of like you'd have in a shop. So it can scorpion tail around, you can do whatever you need with it, but there is also one of those blue coily hoses with a hand sprayer, so you can turn this into a campside utility shower just like you have a camp shower on the other side. Notice we've got easy reach light switches up in here. Oh, that's right, I turned the power off, I'm an idiot. I'm doing good with the words and the lights. Look at this. But easy reach outlets. Galvanized rolled steel counters throughout. Mini fridge out here plus the fridge inside gives us just about 11 cubic foot of total cold storage, which is cool. And a pull-out capital grill. At this class budget price point, you're almost always looking at just a stovetop. So this is really, really awesome. Not to mention the fact it locks in place. So it locks in, it locks out. It can't go bouncing around. And if one of the kiddos bumps it, you're not going to knock something off here. And this is a grill, not just a stove. So you can actually do some real grilling on it. More prep space, more outlets, more lights. Not to mention the optional upgraded MORryde stable steps that you're looking at right here to take the wiggle jiggle out of it as especially the kiddos come and go. And then of course, something Jayco's been doing for years that other people are finally starting to do. And that is the Goodyear Endurance radial tires rated for 87 miles per hour. Not that you should ever be going that fast, you know. Now, up here, our front pass-through, you can see that we've got ourselves plenty of space. There's also a battery disconnect over there on the far end. And just the overall amount of storage and function, everything that we have here, this is just, they've just nailed it. And as mentioned, roof solar prep up here on the Jay Feathers now, with plenty of room to go panel crazy if you are so inclined. And notice how all the fixtures really up here, like especially the air conditioner, the roof membrane, the sidewalls, all this stuff being a stark white really does wonders of keeping the sunshine out of this thing. So hopefully you appreciate the fact that we're really willing to, you know, open every cabinet, go through all the details, make sure you get all the info you need to make a purchase, and you give our team here at Haylett RV up there a fair opportunity to earn your business when the timing is right for you. So just remember, we do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. So give us a call. We do it all, except for hidden dealer fees. We'll leave those to the big box stores. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.